Good morning. This is Al Teriyaki. It's January 19th, 11:09 a.m. here in New Orleans. I want to give an update on a company called Abmd. They basically sell heart devices for the hospitals, and this stock I've been following for a long time. And this was one of the favorites of a portfolio manager that I trust and respect a lot. And if you could see the chart from 2017, it was almost $100. It ran as high as about $450 here, doing a double top here and here. And recently, their business has slowed down a lot. They went from double-digit growth to now single-digit growth, and they're kind of having a hard time in maintaining and sustaining future growth. So here in August of 2019, they reported bad earnings here, and the stock went down from, you can see the highs at 224.99, let's say 225, and it went down as low as 197 bucks. And actually, there was no more buyers even at those low prices, and it tanked it one more time. It did a bear flag here, which is the opposite of a bull flag the other way. So this did a bear flag and basically headed south. And then they basically said, like most companies, our growth is not as bad as we suspect. And it just did it did a shoulder head pattern, which is basically the opposite of a head and shoulder. And it went back up to this 218.95. And again, they reported bad earnings. And it did the same thing, the bear flag again, and it hit south. And recently, they gave another estimates, which were all below their prior estimates of future growth, and the stock tumbled. It was here at the low price of here, 295.49, and it priced back down. It opened at 167, hit as low as 157 here on Monday, January 13th, and we're kind of at the same position as we were a couple of months back. As you could see here in November 18th, it's basically the same situation where the company kind of disappoints the market. And excuse me, looking at the big picture, you could see this bear flag opening from August until now. So it's kind of trying to develop and go higher, and it's kind of trying to build this formation of a shoulder head, a bullish formation, but it's having a hard time breaking through and going higher. And I suspect, it's after the new year. The market's pretty bullish for the next couple of months, and I think it's going to try to do the same thing, go higher. And my gut feeling, it's going to fail again and head back south. And the reason I point this stock out to you, ABMD, is because high volume lows love to be retested. And this is another high volume low here. There's another one here. So this one was in August. It hit 224.99 and it tumbled and it went back higher. So it kind of completed. And what happened? There was not enough volume. The volume here, as you could suspect, is well over 4 million. And there was no more volume here. As you can see, the volume levels are less than the average 29-day average. So what happened? There's no more buyers and it tanked it again. So the big picture is this high volume low here again. I could suspect it might go to 218, which I doubt. And eventually, I believe it's going to go back down and test this at one particular time in the future. Now, that's the question, is when will this happen? And I suspect after March timeframe, this company will hit this high volume low. This is just my guess. And with anything that I recommend or suggest or point out, please put stops, either 3 to 5% or 1 or 2 point. In a stock like this, which is a $181 company, you could do a valuation of 3 to 5% if you're an investor in this. But this is a company, high volume lows love to be retested. So let's just say you didn't see the chart from June afterwards, and you see this high volume low here. Technically looking at this, I knew that this would eventually one day hit this low of 265. Pointed out here, if I could get my chart to hit this point right here at 228 was this number of the high volume low. So what happened here? That showed the high volume low, and then it went basically sideways for about 3 months, and it had an opportunity to go higher and again build that shoulder pattern, which is extremely bullish, and then go higher. But it couldn't break this pattern, and of course you see this high volume low. And what happened here? They reported another bad earnings, so it kind of fulfilled the expectation. Now, these high volume lows and low part and the high point love to be retested, and sometimes these gaps love to be retested. And just understanding these high volume lows pattern, you could kind of get a future expectation of what the stock's going to be. And there's a lot of companies with these high volume lows and high volume highs. And one of the most famous ones that I was looking at is Baidu. They're a Chinese Google, and this one you could look at it. This is a 2016. So when I was looking at this company for a while, I thought this was the next Google, and I was very, very bullish on it. And then it reported bad earnings, and it priced at one particular time. It priced $100 low, which was unbelievable. I mean, this stock was trading at high as 250, and it had earnings, and it hit $100 at one particular time. And I knew this high volume low in the future was going to get hit. So what happened? They pumped it back up because there was no more sellers. It went sideways for almost a year and a half. It broke out. It actually broke out from the previous highs starting in 2016, and it went as high above the prior highs, and it went as high as 278. Let's say 279 number here. And what happened from that point up? There was no more buyers, and it tanked, and it reached this high volume low. So I want to give an update on Abmd. This was a well-liked company. A lot of portfolio managers that I respect and follow had this at a particular time. You could see here a double top. It didn't make it. It tried again, and obviously there was no more buyers, and they basically in the last, since 2019, have been reporting terrible earnings. So I suspect, because the earnings expectation is very, very low on this, that this could be dead money for a while. And there's always an opportunity that it will hit this prior all-time high on the bottom or the top. And you could see it hit here. Try to break out of it. Obviously, you're talking about here 3.3 million, and it's going up on very low volume here, less than 739. So no more buyers, and they pumped it back down. I believe that they're going to do the same similar test here. It's below 160 as a prior 155, and it's going to go up as much as it can. I believe it could even go as up to February or end of March, and I believe this high volume low will get retested. Like I said, any trade or anything that you or I talk about, please put stops, and I hope everyone has a great, great weekend. Thank you very much.